Welcome to this video series about improvising by Sietze de Vries. You can support this video series by donating the amount of your choice to Sietze de Vries' Patreon account, which can be found by searching Sietze de Vries Patreon or by finding the link in the description below the video. Enjoy the video.
So that was variation number 10 of Pachelbel, and last time we talked about the importance of three-part harmony, and that's basically what happens here too, but Pachelbel changes the rhythm in a actually 12/16th measure, and that is kind of nice because you always have this movement in threes, and that makes motives really easy when you think about it. If you want to play a motive and you have the main note, let's say a G, and you just go down and you go back, then you have a little movement in three. And that makes life really easy because you don't have to think about what actually to do with all the motives. You just have the main note that you know already from harmonizing, and then you just move it around to another note and back, something like this. So it always works because the first and the last note of the three are actually the main note. And that's what Pachelbel does here all the time. If you look at the first line, it's just a melody and he just moves around in the different voices going to the next note and back again, so that you have always these motives in threes. And of course, sometimes you make things interesting by having a little passing note, by slurring two notes so that the rhythm is not always the same. But basically, it's a very simple form of making a variation. So let's see how that works if we apply this to our alt 100th. If I do it in the most simple way, I will do three-part harmony and try to do the motives as simple as possible. And what makes this type of variation so nice, apart from the rhythm, is that you have the complementary rhythm. That means in every voice the motives do something. So I do it in the soprano first, then in the middle voice, then in the bass. And that way it's a very lively way of making variations. Of course, the main thing is, again, make sure you know exactly what to do with three-part harmony, and then you can make motives in the different voices. And if you want to make it more interesting, that something more goes on, you can always add the passing notes, not going forth and back to the same note in threes all the time. So different options, but stay as close as you can to the three-part harmony. And then maybe you can end up with something like this. So 2 little tricks I used. That's always useful to keep in the back of your head somewhere, that if you are in doubt you can always use them. At the end I had a suspension, so I didn't go directly to the ending note, but I had this suspension. Which is always very nice. You have a dissonant sound on the beat and then it's released into the right sound. And the next thing, if you are in doubt what to do with that little motive in threes, you can always have an octave. So that really helps when you're not sure what to do and you have to decide in a split second. An octave always works. You can actually use them quite a lot, so let's do one more and I will try to use more octaves this time. So as you can see, endless options, so just give it a go. Try it first as simple as possible, 3-part harmony, then the little motives in threes going back and forth to the same note all the time, and then you try to be creative and make something nice out of it.